Good morning, it's Melissa here, and today's video is actually going to be dedicated to giving you a little quick review of the new single launch fragrance from Bath & Body Works, Poppy. I just received these new coupons in the mail not too long ago, so hopefully you've gotten your pamphlets. Poppy is now in stores, so stay tuned if you want to know what this fragrance smells like. For those who don't know me very well, my name is Melissa, and I used to be a Bath & Body Works manager part-time for about 6 years, and so now I am here on YouTube making Bath & Body Works related content, as well as sometimes cleaning and decluttering, and sometimes cozy seasonally relevant content. So if any of those video topics pique your interest, then definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel down below on that red button. And now I'm going to review the new single launch fragrance, Poppy. So to give you kind of an idea of timeline and where this falls in the Bath & Body Works release year, so to speak, usually right after summer semi-annual sale, they will release a single fragrance and kind of do a big hype around it. And it's kind of their version of doing the last fragrance of summer. So oftentimes the fragrance that they release during this time will be kind of a good transitional fragrance from summer into fall. With that being said, this time last year and the year before, I think the two single launch fragrances for post semi-annual sale summer were Sunset Glow and Sunshine Mimosa. So that kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at in terms of the Bath & Body Works calendar and what kinds of fragrances they release. I don't know about you, but for me, a lot of flowers either don't have much of a fragrance in real life or are kind of nondescript, or they just kind of smell like generic flower. I think I've smelled poppies in real life before, but they didn't really smell like anything to me. But there are like master perfumers out there who are able to smell something and kind of break down the components and all the different notes that kind of compromise up of a fragrance in real life. So I was curious, and I just wanted to look up what the fragrance of actual poppies are, and this is what I found. The scent of poppies has quite a mysterious allure to it, filled with citrusy and slightly sweet notes, including cocoa, cherry blossoms, and vanilla, all balanced perfectly with a tint of mint. So apparently poppies in real life, it's interesting, they kind of have more of a profile that's citrusy, creamy, but also like a little bit of herbaceousness to it. So I'm interested to see if this fragrance that Bath & Body Works made inspired by poppies kind of reflects that at all. As you might have seen on the pamphlet of coupons already, it is described as being bright, bold, and cheerful, and I just love that packaging. The color scheme is very unique and unusual. It's kind of like the bright red poppy color, but then they use kind of the accent color as being that kind of light teal kind of color, which is why I wore this shirt today, because I thought it matched pretty well. The specific coupons inside may vary from person to person. Free gift, which is going to be a body care gift, up to $8.50 value. So usually that includes like the travel size body care items. And then I have a 20% off your entire purchase. So here is a look at what all of that body care collection is looking like. It looks like it has a shower gel, body lotion, fine fragrance mist, there's a hand soap, which is kind of a different category. And then that looks like a body butter, whipped body butter. So that's kind of cool. Underneath this, it has a 3-wick candle. So it looks like they are going to be including some other forms besides body care in this fragrance. And then of course, the EDP concentrated perfume full size on the front. So inside the coupon pamphlet, it says, pick your perfect bloom in the warm summer sunshine with a blend of fresh morning dew, wild poppies, sugared rhubarb, and juicy pear. So there we've got our notes. Poppies, morning dew. So I assume there's going to be kind of like a fresh note, sugared rhubarb, and juicy pear. It sounds like, so the fruitiness in this sounds like it's going to have more of a bite than sweetness. So, because rhubarbs are pretty tangy, they're pretty much just like celery, but more bitter and technically classified as a fruit. Here is the product that I'm going to be trying on my skin today. This is the Fine Fragrance Mist, and I just grabbed the travel size. Going into this, before even smelling it, I know that I personally am not into florals. They don't smell very good to me on my skin, and my body chemistry kind of pulls some weird notes from it. So do keep that in mind, that my opinion may be biased towards the fact that I'm just not as big of a floral fan, but I also am really good at being unbiased and able to give you the inside scoop of what this truly smells like. So let's smell it in the cap first on a neutral surface. Ooh, interesting. It's really pretty. I like that. Like I said, definitely not a fragrance I would wear for myself, but I think that's a really pretty scent. I think a lot of people are gonna like this. So when we were reading the notes of what an actual poppy smells like, I do actually get kind of that creamy vanilla cocoa kind of situation. Maybe not cocoa, because that makes me think of like chocolate, but maybe like the plant cocoa bean, like, you know, before it's straight up in a chocolate bar. But it definitely has a vanilla-y undertone to it, very, very, very softly. Like you almost have to search it, but that's kind of like the first hit I got. But it is predominantly a floral scent, obviously, since it is poppy. I think saying that rhubarb and pear are very accurate. I do get those notes in there. It's more of a nippy, zesty, bitter kind of fruity note in it, as opposed to being like a juicy sweet fruit. I'm definitely getting that this fragrance is also kind of on the perfumey side. It's not necessarily like a fresh, clean, light, playful smell. It's more of a fancy, upscale, concentrated kind of scent. I view it less as an everyday kind of scent and more of like a when you want to feel fancy kind of fragrance. All right, I'm gonna try a little on my skin and see how it is going on. Also, I've said this in my videos before, but always air out your fragrances. Don't rub it in, because when you add friction, it changes the fragrance molecules and it will influence the way it smells. Oh, interesting. On my skin, it smells very different than it did in the cap. I'm getting citrus notes. A little bit of fresh cut grass notes as well, which might be that morning dew. My body chemistry isn't pulling those more creamy vanilla notes like I did smell when I smelled it in the cap. If you are a fruity floral fan and you like that kind of fresh, crispy, almost bitter, fancy kind of fragrance, then I think poppy is gonna be a good choice for you. Even though I'm not a floral fan, I quite like it on my skin. I think it smells really good, and on my skin it smells almost completely different than in the cap. I noticed a whole new set of notes when it was on my arm as opposed to when it was just sprayed in the air and on a neutral surface. If you have the option, if you're shopping in stores, I definitely recommend trying this one on before buying it, just because it seems to be a shapeshifter. If I were to compare it to a fragrance that Bath & Body Works has already made, I do see similarities between Poppy and Confetti Daydream. If you're familiar with that one, it was also previously just called Daydream. It has kind of that floral, crisp, tart and bitter kind of fruity note in it. So they kind of share similarities that way. Maybe it's the pear. But yes, that's my verdict, is that the most similar that they've made at the moment, at least that comes to mind, is Confetti Daydream. I hope that you found this review helpful. If you did, then make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.